Today, we are gonna make some more people mad. I'm just kidding. We're just gonna talk about the Dyson Airstrait.
Today, I'm going to be using the Dyson Airstrait to give me my most stretched hair in years. If you've been following me for a while, then you know I haven't flat ironed my hair in almost 8 years to avoid heat damage. But I love the Dyson Airstrait because it's wet to dry straightening with air and no hot plates. The health of my hair will always come before any style. And when this is used in wet to dry mode, there's no heat damage. My hair was so stretched out that I was able to trim it myself for the first time in 10 months, and I finished up with a braid out, and I think this is one of my best braid outs yet. So what do you guys think of my results? Let me know in the comments and shop the Dyson Airstrait on Dyson.com.
So I got my hands on the new Dyson Airstrait, and I know y'all want to know if it works on type 4 kinky coily hair when it's wet, and spoiler alert, yes. But here's the tea for my curl friends who like to use minimal heat. So the Airstrait uses high velocity air, not extreme heat, to dry our hair. You have 3 low temperature speeds, 2 airflow settings, a cool mode, and a wet hair and dry hair mode. And it also has this fancy idle mode that automatically powers down between sections too. Also, quick tip that worked for me, keep the sections wide but not too thick so you can get through. Each section took me 2 to 3 passes, so it was a breeze to go through and get my hair stretched, and I did dust my ends just a little bit and ready for this rod set.
And is this a good or a bad product? Should you buy it or should you leave it right in the store? Is the Dyson Airstrait really healthier for your hair? Let's unpack this. Speaking of what's healthier for your hair, it is 100-something degrees in Las Vegas, so until summer is over, this is how you'll see my hair. And if you don't like it, oh well. Everybody is thinking that the Dyson Airstrait is healthier for your hair because it doesn't have hot plates. But what if I told you that you're asking the wrong question? Heat is not the only thing that damages hair, but when you're working with hair, there are many factors that go in collectively, holistically, that will result in damage, and heat is just one of those things. Let's break them down. We have heat, moisture, mechanical tension, the frequency of the mechanical tension, and how the hair is being treated during the drying process. See, the Dyson, it combines all 3 of these things into one. Drying, stretching, and straightening all wrapped into one unit, girl. And the craziest part about it is it's doing all 3 of these things at one time. There's no magic in this tool. The hair shaft is being forced to do this. When your hair is wet, the bonds that hold your hair together temporarily break, the hydrogen bond specifically. And while the hydrogen bond is broken, you can reform your hair into whatever shape you want it to be in temporarily. This is why you can blow dry your hair, straighten your hair, put it in flat twists, pin curls, all of the different things. You can change your hair in any formation, even your flat twist and your braid outs and all the 2-strand twists, all of the things. You're able to style your hair in certain ways temporarily because of the hydrogen bond. So the question isn't if whether or not the bonds are reforming, is how are they reforming, because control is everything when you're dealing with the human hair shaft. So we're talking about bond setting here, but when we're talking about a traditional blow dryer, the actual stylist or person you holding the blow dryer, you are in complete and total control. This is why every time somebody makes a comment like, oh my god, blow dryers broke off my hair, it's annoying to me because the person holding the blow dryer is in complete and total control over the tool. So if your hair was damaged during the blow drying process, you did it. It was not the blow dryer. So you control airflow. You, or the stylist, controls the airflow, the brush pressure, the airflow speed, because you can control the settings, the amount of tension, the section size that you're blow drying, the drying time, like how long it takes to dry, the distance you are from the hair with the blow dryer, when to put on or release tension, and when the hair is dry completely. You have control over all of that. An experienced stylist or cosmetologist, somebody who's really, really good with the blow dryer, is making hundreds of micro adjustments every second that they're using the blow dryer based on what they're based on their experience, what they're seeing and what they're feeling and what they know about the human hair shaft. But it's all mechanical. The person, the human, has the control, not the tool. So when I'm using a blow dryer, I'm adapting to the hair, right? And the hair isn't just being automatically shaped. I am controlling the reformation of this hydrogen bond in the hair. That's what I'm doing, regardless of what thing I use to set. But today we're talking about a blow dryer. See, the Dyson Airstrait, it automates all of those decisions I just told you that you have the power to make on your own. So it automates the airflow speed, the airflow's direction, the amount of tension and pressure used, the drying speed, and the straightening angle. These are all things that you have no control over.
Is the new Dyson Airstrait, and it's supposed to completely smooth your hair from wet to dry. So we're gonna try it. I've prepared and sectioned my hair, and I'm gonna start off on the wet setting using the highest heat. Starting at the roots, I gave those a quick rough dry before passing each section of hair to completely dry it. One pass. Second pass. Jesus Christ. Okay, it took a total of 3 passes to dry this section. Now I'm going to switch over dry mode, and we're gonna hit it on boost. To finish, I found the best result using the boost mode to lock, seal, and add shine to the hair. Personally, I cannot achieve these results using just the hair dryer. I normally would have to go in with a straightening iron. I'm honestly very impressed that this works on my hair texture, which is so coarse, thick. I really doubted it when I first heard about the launch, but the results don't lie. That is pretty awesome.
I bought the new Dyson Airstrait and I don't regret it one bit. This is my hair in its shrunken state, tightly curled, type 4 hair, high shrinkage with coarse strands and medium density. I hadn't seen a review of this tool on hair that looks like mine yet, and I was curious about how it would perform. The Airstrait uses airflow to straighten the hair, not hot plates like what you'd find on a flat iron. It's designed to take your hair from wet to dry without extreme heat, and I jumped right in with the highest heat setting at 285 degrees Fahrenheit. I highly suggest following the recommendation to rough dry the roots while using your free hand to pull the sections taut like I did. I'd previously been using the Dyson Airwrap with the hard bristle brush attachment to blow out my hair before, which worked well, but I love how efficient this was and how smooth it got my hair from root to tip in about 30 minutes. I'll be using this for blowouts going forward and keeping the Airwrap on deck for creating curls. My hair felt light and
So instead of you adapting your movements to the tool, so instead of adapting the tool to your hair, you are now adapting your hair to the tool. That's the difference between a regular blow dryer and something automatic like the Airstrait or like the the Rivera Air. And that's convenient to some people, but convenience does not always mean better or healthier long term, because most people don't realize this, but mechanical stress matters just as much. Mechanical stress matters just as much as heat damage, right? And that's what everybody's running from. But there's a way bigger problem. Most people focus on the temperature because it's really easy to understand the temperature and how something can burn. It's something really easy to see with the naked eye. But one of the biggest things to hair fatigue and one of the big causes is constant mechanical stress, uncontrollable mechanical stress, when the hair is in its weakest state, which is when it's wet. Because see, your wet hair has a way lower tensile strength, making it more susceptible to damage when it is wet. It gives you the illusion that your hair is way easier to detangle because it's wet, but in reality your hair is weaker and paralyzed when it's wet. That's why it's easier to maneuver. I would imagine imagine it would be a little easier to carry somebody who's not gonna fight against you than it is to fight against carry somebody who gonna fight you. It's just a little easier, just a little common sense. During this process of the Airstrait, doing all three of these things at the same time, your hair and your hair's cuticle is experiencing all three of these things at the same time. So instead of your hair slowly being controlled and slowly being pushed into the drying process, it's just forced to dry and be straightened all at the same time. I'm forcing your cuticle, your hair to dry. I'm pulling all of the moisture out, all of the hydration out, and closing the cuticle and flat ironing the cuticle, changing, reversing the bonds all in one pass. It's insane.
Let's try the new Dyson Airstrait. Dyson, you got me again. It looks like a flat iron, but apparently you use it on your hair wet. There's no hot plates inside. It basically straightens your hair with hot air. It's kind of like a flat blow dryer. There's a wet to dry mode. I'm gonna use the blow dryer, which is right here, and I'm gonna get my roots first. I heard somebody yell or something. My hair feels really soft, and I'm using it on the highest heat setting in the wet to dry mode. There's a couple of different modes, but I found that this mode got my hair as sleek as possible. As someone who really never straightens their hair because of the hassle, this is so good. If your hair is really wet, you're gonna have to do more than one pass. You also really wanna make sure to use the blow dryer setting to get your roots and get them nice and dry so they're not frizzy.
Your hair shaft is experiencing the most tension all in 3 times uncontrollably in a couple of seconds. This is when your hair is in its most vulnerable state and you doing this. And this doesn't necessarily mean, because nobody wants to sue me, that is automatically damaging your hair, but you are introducing a automatic stress to your hair, forcing your hair to dry and go through all of these processes at one time with no control. Your hair is maneuvering to the machine instead of the machine maneuvering to your hair. So combining drying and mechanical stretching into one process is kind of crazy. And the thing is, this isn't just something that goes directly to the Airstrait, because a bad blowout is a bad blowout. I tell my gurus all the time, or just you can see it on social media for yourself. If you've ever got a silk press, an amazing silk press, or a crappy silk press, the one determining factor in your silk press, Cosmos, don't get mad at me, the one determining factor of that silk press will be the blowout. Your blowout is the difference between your silk press coming out all silky and smooth, or your blowout looking like you just got electrocuted. The blowout is the thing that makes the difference, and any good cosmetologist will stand behind me with that. And that doesn't just go for black women, that is across the board. The thing that is going to make your finishing style the best is the blowout, not the flat iron, not the curling iron, but the blowout. And that is a fact. The difference is precision, because a professional has the control over, and I know y'all don't like professionals, so if you don't like professionals, you professionally doing your own hair. Because again, the professional, you constantly change the tension, the airflow, the distance the blow dryer is from the hair, the section size, the drying speed, and the duration of the whole blow drying process. And what's crazy, I know from over a decade of experience, everybody's hair is different. Some people have different levels of density throughout their whole head. I have multiple clients that it didn't have anything to do with heat damage, chemical damage, anything. Their hair could be its healthiest, but in one area of their hair, the curls are a little looser than in another area, and then the same thing all throughout their hair. I've had so many clients like that, and all sections were healthy, but they were all different, right? And that's just one of the really, really beautiful things about curly hair that I do love, or hair in general. And when I say curly hair, I'm not just talking about black women, because black women are not the only women on the planet with curly hair, but it still gave me control, but I also had the ability to change and make adjustments depending on the density of my client's hair in one area. So to use an automatic tool that takes away my control and is just going to use the same level of tension, the same process through all three of these different levels I told you about over the whole head, that's, I don't know, call me a control freak, but I need more control than that. Because remember, everybody's density is different, everybody's porosity is going to be different, the elasticity, like I said, the curl pattern through different sections of the hair. So all of these things are going to factor into how I'm actually handling the hair. So for me not to be able to see the hair at all, and for you to put it in an automatic machine that doesn't take any of those variables into consideration is something to think about. It's going to apply the same exact amount of pressure over the whole entire head, and adjusting the temperature, which is the only thing that you have control over, has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. This is the convenience trap, and I'm telling you, the convenience trap is the easiest hustle that black women get taken by on a regular basis. That's why I got on my hustle shirt today, because black women are easy to manipulate with one word, and that is convenience. The more convenient something is, the easier it is to get your money. But convenience does not always equal healthier. Faster does not always equal better. Sometimes it's worth you learning how to properly hold the blow dryer and how to properly blow dry your hair. Something in my eye. Sometimes it's worth learning the proper techniques and patterns to blow dry your hair, instead of blaming the blow dryer for your hair breaking off when it is a mechanically controlled tool. So if your hair got damaged from a blow dryer, baby, you did it. Let's be real and say the convenience key, the convenience trap is costing black women billions. Because Team Natural did not make millions and millions and billions of dollars off of black women because the products were so great. That's why you have so many up under your sink. The reason that they made so much money is because they promised you convenience. This product will make your hair dry faster. This product will make your hair look shinier. This product will help your hair dry faster. Where in reality, instead of you looking for convenience, you should be looking for knowledge to make the things more convenient by obtaining the knowledge that makes the process way less difficult. When there's no more difficulty, it's really convenient. Because again, this is where people get confused, because easier to use does not mean healthier. And these two things are very different, because the tool that's easier to use is oftenly used more frequently, and when it's used more frequently, it's often used too much, and when it's used too much, then hair weathering ends up coming along because there's no control. So somebody who's used to straightening their hair on a regular basis could think that the Dyson Airstrait is more convenient because it's combining all of these processes together, where most black women don't really understand the concept of hair weathering. We talk about it a lot here on my channel, but we're gonna dive into it a little deeper in another video. But back to blow dryers. So even though the first or second time may feel great, repeated exposure to this process being combined into combining those three steps into one swift motion, this is going to cause way more harm than good over time. Remember, even though social media makes your hair look like something, whatever it is, at the end of the day, your hair is a fiber that is formed within your gut, right? And just like any other fiber, over time it can weather and break. And so when we're dealing with something like the Dyson Airstrait, in my professional opinion, it's not something that I would ever spend my money on or recommend my clients to use. Instead, I would always encourage my clients to get mannequins and to practice on a mannequin that texture resembled their hair. And when they do that, they end up becoming familiar with the blow blow dryer. And the truth of the matter is, social media, although is great in so many ways, hello, I'm here, but at the same time, it also puts women in this mental barrier, making you believe that everything that you do is automatically going to be fast. Like, you're going to get this knowledge fast, you're going to learn how to do these things fast, where in reality, most people that you see here on YouTube have been doing hair for over a decade, over 15-20 years, right? Like, so there are things that you may see and say, oh, I can do this, and you know, if she could do it, I can do it, which is very true. If she could do it, you could do it as well. But if you want to do something that somebody else did, then you have to put in the time. And I think that's people's problem, because they want everything so instant. As soon as something pops up that looks like it's good, they automatically think that it's something that they should be using, where in reality they shouldn't, because hair weathering and hair fatigue is real. And I believe that a tool like the Dyson Airstrait, just in my professional opinion, I'm not telling nobody not to use it or whatever, you can do whatever you want to do, but tools like the Dyson Airstrait that take away all of the mechanical control, these are the things that really end up damaging women's hair long term. Because the truth of the matter is, somebody who gets the tool stuck in their hair, somebody who told you to go spend a bunch of money on the tool that gets damaged, isn't gonna come right out and say, hey, this tool damaged my hair. You'll just see them pop up with a haircut. You'll just see them pop up and say, oh yeah, I have this scalp disorder, but it was only because of my diet and it's because of my hormones. Where in reality, hair weathering has finally set in. So I mean, if you want to use the Dyson Airstrait, go get it. Not saying that this tool or any other tool is inherently just so harmful and it's just meant to damage your hair. However, there has not been detailed, thought out scientific data and studies done on what the long-term effects are going to be on women's hair using all of these automatic drying tools. And most women are under the impression that if they've been using something for 8 years or 9 years, that means that it's good. Because most times when just like with the Revere, there'll always be, like, there are going to be women in the comments now, I've been using it for 8 years, I've been using it for 9 years and it's great. Hair weathering takes anywhere between 6 months to 25 years to show up. So your 8 years are so minute in the scope of 25 years, it literally means nothing. So understand that as I'm making these videos, in this video specifically, I'm not telling you to buy anything from me. Sometimes whenever you make videos and you talk about certain things, YouTube will automatically like put those things up on the up in the shopping thing, and I probably will put some of the mannequins up for you to purchase for yourself if you want, so that way you can start practicing on a mannequin instead of practicing on your own hair. But outside of that, I don't wish ill on Dyson Airstrait at all. I hope that you guys do. If, like, get your money, you know what I mean? Like, if y'all have an extra however much it costs to go buy it and try it and plan your hair, then by all means go do it. The Revere Air, by all means go do it. I want you guys to lose all of that anger for whatever reason. Anytime I make a video like this about a product that isn't right or something that's being used in the wrong way for whatever reason, it evokes all of this emotion and name calling and all of that. You don't have to do none of that, girl, okay? It's not a big deal. If you still want to use Dyson Airstrait, you go do it. If you and your mama and your bald head little cousin been using it and y'all like it, girl, go ahead, like it. I made this video for the people who've been asking me for my opinion on the Dyson Airstrait, and I think that so far the automatic blow dryers that they have on the market, they suck. I don't think any of them protect the integrity of the hair the way that they should. Now, I am all for upgrades and technology. And when something that's automatic in the way that the Rivera Air is, or with the way that the Dyson Airstrait is, when something comes up that makes it scientifically for me for the long term, I will let you know. But in my opinion, thus far, nothing comes close to the regular standard blow dryer that's been out for decades. And the issue is not the blow dryer, but the operators of the blow dryer. If you need help learning how to use a blow dryer, then you need to go watch some videos here on YouTube. There are so many videos for free that you can watch on YouTube, and all of those videos will teach you, well, I mean, you could watch enough of them to figure out exactly how to blow dry your hair. You do not have to join my stuff. You don't. Oh my God, if you got that type of mentality, I don't want you to. But within the blueprint, once you go through all of the coursework, you have automatic access. It's automatically a part of the course once you join to Guru VIP, right? But within Guru VIP, you can ask more questions, because within the blueprint, they already have a tutorial on how to properly blow dry hair with the round brush and with the flat brush. But if any of them need more help, all you gotta do is go within Guru VIP, which you have free access to with the code that is within your course. It's the last step in the course now. And if you don't see it, email me, and then you can go ask questions like, hey, Sian, I hold the blow dryer like this, but when I hold it like this, it doesn't come out right. And I'll make another video for you showing you exactly how to do it, right? So I teach in that way. You can go on YouTube, find free videos, or sometimes if you have a cosmetologist, sometimes your cosmetologist will show you how to hold your blow dryer the right way. But there are so many different things that you can do. I don't think that the automation is up to par on the level where it'll protect black women, or not just black women. I'm sorry, I'm black, I can't help it. Where it will protect women from having mechanical damage long term. But as of yet, I don't think that there's any technology that I would ever recommend to any of you. But again, if you want to use the Dyson Airstrait, go do it. If you love using the Dyson Airstrait, keep doing it. But remember, I told you. And guess what? When all of the shit come out where they like, oh my God, it damaged my hair, I'm gonna come back to this video and I'm gonna put it up and I'm gonna be like, I told you. And y'all know I will. So I love you. Bye.